Okay, now let's build a simple tour plan using markers and lines. Markers and lines are the map objects you use most often when planning a ski tour. They help you identify key locations and travel options. There are two ways to add map objects. The first is using the orange Add menu on the left side of the map. You'll see a lot of options here, but for now, we'll focus just on markers and lines. Let's start by adding a marker. So choose Marker, and you'll see one appear in the middle of the map, along with an Edit dialog. Click and drag the marker to where you plan to start your tour, typically a parking area or trailhead. Now in the Edit dialog, you can add a label. I'll call this one Parking. You can also add a description or change the style using the paintbrush icon, but we'll keep everything the same for now. When you click Save, a couple things happen. The marker is added to the map. It also appears in the Map Objects menu on the left, and now you're able to save your map. So we'll name this map 25 Short Ski Tour, and then we'll keep everything else in the dialog the same for now. Then we'll be able to save our map, and the great thing about saving your map is that now you can view and update this map whenever we want from any device. The second way to add map objects is by right-clicking directly on the map. So let's, for example, we're going to right-click on the summit of 25 Short. You'll see a point menu pop up with several options. We're going to choose Marker. And then for this marker, we're going to label it as 25 Short. The nice thing about this is not every base layer includes this particular peak on it, but we'll be able to find it now on any layer. We can choose, switch them out as much as we want. Now, markers are useful to indicate key locations, places to check in, make decisions, and reevaluate conditions. So now that we have our markers, let's look at drawing a line for a possible uptrack. Just like with markers, there's two ways you can add them. So you can add a line using the Add menu. See, we got line right there. Or you can do it by right-clicking on the map. I like to right-click on the map because it's going to start your line wherever you right-click, but you can use either option. So we're going to choose line to start drawing our ascent. You may notice all this yellow highlighting. This means Snap To is turned on. Snap To allows you to follow trails, roads, and other map features. For example, here I can snap the line to follow this summer trail. And even though it's snow-covered in winter, these routes are often easier to follow and may travel through lower angled or treed terrain. Now, as you draw, you can click and drag the map and zoom in and out. So you can still do all of that. You can also change the base layers and overlays. So now that I'm drawing in this area without any trails, I'm actually going to turn on slope angle shading because that's going to help me visualize the slope angle as I map a route option. Now you can also draw by clicking and adding straight segments between points. So I'm going to click and I'm adding points and getting straight segments between it. On the web, you can also hold Shift down and click to draw freehand. So we're going to draw that right up to the ridge, and then we're going to label this line Uptrack Option 1. There we go. We'll save it. Boom. We got an uptrack option. Now let's draw a second line to represent a possible descent. So again, I'm going to right click because that's my favorite way to add lines. And we're going to draw a possible descent that looks like it could be fun skiing. So we'll just kind of click down here, follow this sub-ridge as we go. It's really nice having that slope angle shading on because we can really better visualize that slope steepness. And once we get to the bottom, we're going to label this line Descent Option 1. Now, if you were building a more complete tour plan, you might add multiple ascent and descent options to reflect different conditions or group goals. But for now, this map gives us a solid foundation. In the next video, we'll explore some tools for learning more about the terrain and understanding our route. Okay, now let's build a simple tour plan using markers and lines. Markers and lines are the map objects you use most often